Welcome back to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice. Milton and Patrick Qualiano will continue in-person classes in New York at the Actor Lab with a new term beginning July 21st. Milton will also be teaching in-person classes in Paris the first week of September. For more information on all future classes, all our podcast episodes, interviews, and selected writings, visit our website www.idon'tneedanactingclass.com.
You all are so doomed. I mean, you really have to understand something. You are surrounded by idiots. Nobody knows what acting is. And everybody thinks they know what acting is. And everybody has an opinion about acting. Finally, at the end of the day, it's all down to you. You have to like your work, despite all the advice. You always have the question you can ask yourself, okay, that worked. What else is there? Maybe if I get deeper, maybe if I get more specific, maybe if I go to the idea more. Or sometimes Vienna's quote still can't be topped. Sometimes you say, yeah, I got that. If you start to sense there's something missing, try to figure out what it is and think in terms of the tools that we have. The tools that we have included at the moment. What is it about? What is the theme? What is the size of the idea? That's one of the tools that we have. Another tool that we have is our relationship to our partner. And if I'm looking at my relationship to my partner, and in the case of the monologue Rashad was working on, the partner is the audience. So then that begs the question, why am I telling you this? And the answer to the why am I telling you this is not a plot. The why am I telling you this can be for any number of reasons. It can be to open your eyes to what's out there. I mean, what a strong why behind an action. This happens to be from Laramie Project. What a strong thing to say to an audience. Look at what is out there, people. You don't see what I see. What I see and his preparation is, how is it possible that one person can do something like this to another person? And that is such a huge idea that it has a reverberation. You can look at something like that, and if you latch on to how big the idea is, then it brings you to life. It is another tool that we have. We have so many tools that if we don't exercise these tools every day, then we can't use them. You can keep adding an element and adding an element and adding an element. And that's what brings you to life. That is the reason to keep doing this. Rashad, to his credit, Rashad's already finished this exercise for class, and he's still working on it, because there is no such thing as finishing a monologue like that. It's something that you can do. Acting is actually not mysterious. It sounds like it is often, but it is actually not mysterious. You just have to do it a lot, and you have to work on it a lot in order to get to the understanding of it. It's like learning a foreign language. If you don't work on specific things, you'll never learn the language. There's so many concepts, you're absolutely right. But if I own them, then there is this miraculous thing that happens, and I do not know why it happens. This miraculous thing that happens is suddenly you're working on something, and all of a sudden something comes to you. And it's a surprise. You have no idea why it came to you or where it came from. I notice it in teaching all the time. And so it's like, wow, where did that come from? I always, for me in teaching, I always think Stella's feeling sorry for me because I'm trying so hard. And she looks down and says, bless his heart, I'm going to give him a moment where he understands something. If I learn the tools and learn the tools and learn the tools, then they're accessible to me. The thing about it is, it's not getting it right. It's just seeing, where do I need to go with this? It's all an opportunity. And these are things that you know that you just forget. All she had was a stage direction. She's taking care of her mother and she says, "How are you feeling?" or whatever she said. And then she laughs. That's it. But the opportunities for acting are monumental because I can live off of what I'm doing with my mother. And in living off of it, it brings me to life as an actor. Make sense, Vienna? It's helping to have you all have a partner to talk to and to have an attitude towards the partner. How did that help you, Yolandi?
It made me really conscious of how he was receiving the story and why I was even telling him the story and what parts of the story might be important and maybe I should leave this part out and maybe he would relate to this, so let me say that part of it to him. Those are all kinds of things like running in the back of my mind as I was telling him the story.
Yes, I think that's good. And also, I have to say, it grounded you from not feeling so obligated to act. Having a partner was really something you could hold on to. If I have something to hold on to, if I have something to give me a reason to talk, it helps me. I think maybe this is the truth of everything having to do with acting, is that all the technique is there to give me confidence. We're not talking about playing a character. We're not talking about living in a circumstance. I'm not telling you it's World War II and you're in a foxhole. This is just taking on one concept. What did you think, Max?
Actually, it made me feel so comfortable. It made me super, super confident in why am I telling you this story.
And I will say that on the receiving end, it made it more interesting for me to listen to what he had to say as after he verbalized what he thought about me. And I could see that reflected in the way he was talking to me, that it felt easier to be like, yeah, okay, you're not going to waste my time, but what do you got to say?
Yeah.
Get it out.
Yolandi brings up a really important point. For some reason that I don't know how it happened that people thought you were supposed to keep your action a secret from your partner, which makes no sense at all. The fact that she knew how he was viewing her was also important. You both know what world you're in. Rashad, just try. Talk out your relationship to your partner and then tell him this stupid story.
It's just so cool. Like, it doesn't matter anywhere. It could be anywhere. It's gonna be a good time. So let me tell you, man, like I was at my apartment the other day, right? And I got this dog and there's this woman, man, this woman who loves to give my dog these treats. And it's like, I just let her do it because it's like, I don't have to give the dog treats. It's cool. She's not hostile or anything like that. So, but I just don't know what it is she's trying to do because she was standing at the end of the hall and she had these treats and she did this little whistle thing. Like, she's nuts.
Keeping in mind that the way you say it is the way you'll do it, which has to do with all aspects of acting. Whether you're talking about what the scene is about, what you're talking about, what your impulse is, if you're talking about what the action is, the way you say it is the way you'll do it. And what Rashad did was to talk out his relationship with Edward in a way that it led directly into this insane story that he stole from Christos. And another issue, if we go back to what is this a play about? What was the writer trying to say with this play? And then if I build the relationship with the partner in a way that it feeds the play, then that relationship tells me how to play a scene. In script analysis, we've been working on a play called Subject Was Roses, and Nika at one point was working on the son. And it seems to me, had we done this exercise so you built the relationship towards your mother, then it would have been easier to play the scene. Now it's a scene between two people rather than two actors each doing their own play. I'm in my play and you're in your play. And maybe the two of them will meet. It's not mindless. You don't throw it out there hoping that something will stick. You have some very specific things that you know, that you own. And in this exercise, what you know and what you own is the relationship with your partner. And holding on to that gives you something.
www.idon'tneedanactingclass.com